Usually when people think of a young age in business, I think society and people tend to think a lack of experience and a lack of education. But one of the most useful tools in entrepreneurship and in anything that you do in life is innovation. And I tend to think that younger people have more imagination and so can plan with more innovation for the future. I think younger generations tend to look at problems that older generations have had or are having and tend to find a creative way around it. I also think that younger generations are completely optimistic and generally positive about their future. I think this is a huge tool to use if you're going into business or being an entrepreneur or generally doing anything where the odds are stacked against you. Nowadays, with the advent of social media and the advent of people communicating more, it is more possible for a younger person to get into the fields that they wish to go to. I think what makes that even more possible is the advent of Google and the advent of free information being everywhere. I think the fact that a 12-year-old from Idaho can look up the process of distribution for a clothing line is the most revolutionary idea in the world, and it's probably the most contributing factor to why young people are starting successful businesses every day. Oftentimes people see those young entrepreneurs, those people 18 and under, or maybe just 20, 23, 24, and they say, how lucky are they? Well, no, it's not how lucky are they, it's how hard they worked, and it's how hard they worked to get there. And you might not be seeing that because they're so young, and I think oftentimes society puts a screen over young people that says that they can't do anything because they're so young, inexperienced, and uneducated. I also think people like you, the viewer, and myself need to take more of a chance when it comes to being young and being an entrepreneur. Many people don't want to start businesses because they want to go into college first, they want to get educated, or they want some sort of experience. And that's all well and fine. I'm not saying don't get those things, but you having a year or two experience is enough for you to jump into something if you're knowledgeable about that field and if you want to gain knowledge on that field. It doesn't take much to look something up and learn the whole process of an industry or learn a whole process. I think young entrepreneurs have a bigger advantage as well because they're less negative about the impact that they could have on their life. I also think young entrepreneurs should take a chance because whatever hurts them financially now will not hurt them 30, 40 years down the line. All business is a calculated risk, and the younger you are, the less you're probably able to calculate that risk, but the more you're able to accept that risk and realize that risk is not going to hurt you in the long run because you're so young. So I want to urge all of you out there who think you might be wanting to start your own clothing brand, who think you might want to start your own snack company, who think you might want to start your own YouTube channel, to jump in and do it. Of course, take a calculated risk. I'm not saying jump into something without being educated a little bit on what that is. Do your Google research, and I don't mean just a day, I mean a whole week or a month of researching the marketplace and how things are playing out in that field, and then jump into it. I think too often people see the negatives of doing something and might think that society might look at them a certain way or that it's too hard to do. But I think if you just jump in and try to do something, that most of the time you probably can succeed. Thank you for watching, and again, like and subscribe below, turn on those notifications because it really helps me.
I don't need recognition, I'm on a mission, I'm paying dues, I'm in position, I'm staying up, it's getting late, you're doing good, I'm doing great, recognition, I'm on a mission, I'm paying dues, I'm in position, I'm staying up, it's getting late, you're doing good, I'm doing great. Hours of practice, they don't feel like working, overthinking, I don't mean to let the pain and hurting, I was